Welcome back. This is Brian G, the EVOG, and you're joining me here in the cockpit of Valkyrie, our 2023 Rivian R1T. This is the best EV we've ever owned, and we've owned now 8 EVs in the last 11 and a half years. Part of the reason this is the best EV is the charging experience, among many other things. But since I'm on this road trip from Cape Cod, Massachusetts back to Silver Spring, Maryland, I'm thinking about charging right now. I'm actually en route on the New Jersey Turnpike, navigating to a Rivian Adventure Network site. I'm actually going to do this entire trip with 2 stops, and this trip is over 515 miles. Both of these stops are going to be at Rivian Adventure sites, and that's really what I wanted to talk about in this video. I think Rivian has now surpassed Tesla as having the ultimate DC fast charging experience of any EV manufacturer out there. Let me get into it and explain why. As a Rivian owner, we are in the unique position of having our own, at least currently, dedicated DC fast charging network. Now, it is not as large and as ubiquitous as the Tesla Supercharger network, but it is a great network. The chargers typically can push out 300 kilowatts of power, so having exclusive access to that is the first reason I'd say that we've got arguably
keep left to stay on NJTP.
The best, now surpassing Tesla, DC fast charging experience. The second reason I would say that is that Rivian, along with Ford, as of today, which is July 20th,
New Jersey Turnpike toward Wilmington,
have access to Tesla's version 3 Supercharger network. Not necessarily all of them, but most of them are now open to Rivian vehicles. I really think that now Rivian's in the Catbird seat in terms of DC fast charging experience, with access to our own network, access to most of the Tesla Supercharger network, as well as access to Tesla's Magic Dock sites. Now, as I said, I'm on one of several road trips that I do between Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and Silver Spring, Maryland, a little over 515 miles. And for the first time, I was able to charge at a Rivian Adventure Network site in Warwick, Rhode Island. It's pretty much next door to 2 different Tesla Supercharger sites. The other nice thing about the Rivian Adventure Network site is that it's only 36 cents per kilowatt hour to charge there, right? So it is very reasonable for us as Rivian owners to charge at those sites. And one of the other nice things about this vehicle is that we can set filters for charging preferences such that it will prioritize whatever networks we want to use, right? So I've got my filters set up, and in fact, let me turn the camera around to give you a sense of this. All right, so first of all, you can see I've got Driver Plus activated, where the vehicle is going to maintain the set speed as well as following distance that I've got set up. And as I was mentioning before, I've got my Rivian navigation preferences set for the Rivian Adventure Network charging sites, Tesla Start charging sites, as well as Electrify America. Right, I'm not really feeling EVgo or any other service charging providers right now, nor do I necessarily need them on this I-95 corridor. The other thing that I can do here is set up a filter such that our navigation will not show me any chargers that are incompatible with my vehicle, that are out of order, where any others that I need an adapter for, right? I don't yet have my Tesla to CCS1 adapter, so I'm excluding those version 3 chargers for now, and I'm also avoiding those chargers that Rivian has a low reliability score on, so that I can have the best possible experience. So having said that, right, this is my typical view. When I'm driving here, you'll see that the vehicle's preconditioning. As I'm 46 minutes out, it's already starting to precondition the battery, and I can actually see that my battery temperature is currently sitting at 89 degrees. So just great nerdy details that Rivian provides. And I can also monitor that during and after DC fast charging to see what that looks like. But coming back here to navigation, one of the things that I can do here is get a look at the full view from my current location to my destination. And I'm always curious to see what additional charging options are out here. And when I take a look at this one, you'll see that that is the Tesla Mount Laurel Township, New Jersey location. It is a version 3. It's a version 3, and I know that because it's a 250 kilowatt max station. But what jumped off the page at me is the fact that this location has 40 chargers available, right? So even though I don't want to charge there, I definitely want to check out that location, because as far as I know, for this trip, which as I mentioned, I take at least a half a dozen times every year from Cape Cod to Maryland and back, I don't know that I've ever seen a charging location with that many stalls available. So my curiosity is running wild, so I've got to go check out that charging location. So I'll just go ahead and add it, and you'll notice that the Rivian now is going to recalculate
Drive southwest on NJ
and
New Jersey Turnpike
take me
for
to
5
that
miles.
location. All right, so let's see what I can find out about that location. As we talked about, there's the address. I can make it a favorite if I want. I can provide feedback here if there's anything that's not right. I can see charger availability, and notice it lets me know that I can unlock the CCS plug, right? So that's how I know it's a Magic Dock site with an adapter that's built in, or I can use my own adapter. But it does capture availability information for all of the different stalls. I'm not going to scroll through 40 stalls here, but great information there. Now in site details, it also gives me a price of energy. And as you can see, when I said earlier that the Rivian Adventure Network price of 36 cents per kilowatt hour is more than competitive, right? It's indicating here that it's a 41 cent per kilowatt hour location. Tesla, for those of you who don't know, they actually charge a premium for non-Tesla EVs using those Magic Dock sites. So as I said, I don't necessarily want to charge there when I can go to a Rivian site, have exclusive access and only pay 36 cents per kilowatt hour. But I am going to, for the purposes of this video, go ahead and plug in at this site, which is only a couple of miles away here.
Beyond the left.
All right, so here we go, just off the New Jersey Turnpike. And of course, we would have a Cybertruck wrapped in black.
Your destination
Now,
is on the left.
interestingly, this location actually has version 4 dispensers. And this is also my first time coming in to a version 4 dispenser charging location. So now I'm really glad that I came here, right? So we've got all of those going back there. Now we've got all of these here, and look at this. It's an entire parking lot full, and it just goes all the way around. With version 4 dispensers. Now, the fact that it's only indicating, as we saw, 250 kilowatt power, that tells me that it may only be version 3 cabinets that's powering these dispensers. This location seems interesting. Looks like a bit of a water park there. It is located in the parking lot of a hotel. So I'm wondering about some of these chargers being iced at some point. So let's take a look. That's the end. So it goes all the way around there, picks up again here. Those are the power cabinets there. And then here's the charging. So it literally is just me and this blacked out Cybertruck. So I just have to figure out, where do I want to charge? And because these are version 4, I don't really have to worry about blocking multiple charging locations. Now, one of the other nice things about this car, I put on the camera and I get my overhead view. So I'm going to pull in here. Now you can see where that dispenser is relative to my charge port on the front driver's side. So I'm going to get as close as I can. Let's see. Can I just plug and charge is the first question that I've got. All right. So, hit this, open her up. Now, I think I just answered my own question. I'm not going to be able to plug and charge because the only way to release the adapter is to do so from within the Tesla app. As I said, this is my first time at a V4 dispenser, and one of the things that I'm noticing is that there's no number lettering on these like you find at the version 3s or the version 2s, right? You'll have a number indicating what number stall you're at. There are no numbers on these things. So I'm not sure how we're supposed to release the adapter. So if anyone's aware of how to do that, please comment below. What I'm going to do is reopen the app and just initiate a charging session and see what happens with that. I came back in here to see if I can figure out how to make this thing work. So I've got my iPad here, so you can see I've got it on the Tesla app, and what I'm going to do is hit charge your non-Tesla EV. So it's found my location. I'm going to select it, and now it's indicating charging fees of 41 cents per kilowatt hour, and I could pay less with membership. If I hit charge here, what happens? Now it's asking me to choose. Brian G here, checking in from the future. It occurred to me after I started shooting this video and got back here to Cape Cod that Rivian probably does have plug and charge with the Tesla Superchargers that we have access to. Both those that require us to bring our own adapters, as well as those like the one I'm at right now that are Magic Dock sites. And so it was gnawing at me, so I came out here just to confirm this suspicion. So let me turn the camera around and give you guys a look at plug and charge on the Tesla Supercharger network for Rivian vehicles. I'll start here with our navigation view. I did navigate here to this Tesla Supercharger here in Provincetown, Massachusetts, and I'm going to get out the vehicle, and I'm simply going to push the button on the Supercharger handle for 2 seconds. Then I'm going to push in and pull out and see if the adapter comes out, allowing me to then go ahead and plug and charge. So I'm going to open up the charge port, come over here. I'm going to come over to this angle so you can see I'm going to push and hold this for 2 seconds. Push up for the click, pull out, and plug in. And within 10 or 12 seconds, this should authenticate and start charging. For some reason, I thought that we had to have the Tesla app and use that to go in and select charge your non-Tesla vehicle, but obviously it is very much a plug and charge situation. So there you go. Let's come back in and take a look at what we've got for charging rates. So almost immediately we're up over 200 kilowatt at 208. Let's come in here and look at the energy menu. There you go. 200 kilowatts. Now it's derating a little bit, but still pretty significant juice going into the battery at a relatively low state of charge there at 30%. Again, would very much love to see Rivian keep the juice flowing in the 200 plus kilowatt range. In this case, Rivian is indicating that charging is being limited by the station. I'm not sure why the station would be limiting charging. It's 79 degrees today, so a relatively mild day for summer. And this station has 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 8 over here. So 12 different stations, and it's just me and a BZ4X that are plugged in right now. So not sure why the station would be derating charging, but that is what it is. That's not the purpose of what I'm doing here. I just wanted to confirm plug and charge at the Tesla Supercharger for Rivian vehicles, and we just confirmed that. So it's saying that I need to charge to 209 miles or 65%. See some nerdy details about battery temperature. All right, nothing's indicated there right now, but I can see some charging details here. 521 miles per hour. All right, that is not the language we want to be speaking. So let's come back over here. I'm going to swipe up to get more of my menu and go into energy. And I think if I hit this guy, there we go. Now we're speaking kilowatts. So this vehicle can do a max of 220 kilowatts. So right now at 44% state of charge, right, and you can see it right here on this screen as well. At 44% state of charge, I've got 144 miles of range indicated, and it's accepting now 210 kilowatts. So great charging experience here. I am indeed paying 5 cents more per kilowatt hour to charge here with Tesla, but I can live with that. This is only a couple of minutes off of the New Jersey Turnpike, and I had to come here and see this site with 40 charge stalls. I've never been to one that is this big, and it turned out to be a version 4, which this is my first time at one of these. All right, so what do you think? Am I right when I say that Rivian owners are sitting in the catbird seat, at least for now, right? The Rivian Adventure Network is scheduled to be opened to other EVs fairly imminently. It was supposed to be this summer. Obviously, we're still in summer, so it could happen within a matter of weeks or months, certainly by the end of this year. Rivian Adventure sites are not going to be exclusive any longer. But for now, anyway, we've got exclusive access to those, which are awesome. I am going to head over there to give you a sense of what that experience is like. But having exclusive access to the Rivian Adventure Network, access to over 15,000 Tesla V3 and V4 charging locations, as well as to all of Tesla's Magic Dock sites, in addition to the CCS network, I think without question, Rivian has an even better charging opportunity than do our friends at Tesla. So please comment below, let me know what you guys think. Well, that took much longer than planned. I ended up talking to a couple of other EV drivers. That's why I ended up charging all the way to 79%. But did want to show you this here real quick, right? Some of the details that Rivian will give us in terms of the charging session. We got just under 50 kilowatt hours over 23 minutes. and it shows you that 49.2 kilowatt hours went straight into the battery pack, 0.3 kilowatt hours went into the cabin and battery temps, right? So that's probably the air conditioner that I'm running. I mean, it's a beautiful 81-degree day, but I do have the AC set to 70. I've got my ventilated seat running, and 0.3 kilowatt hours went into accessories. And accessories could be, this is the hotspot, right? And I've got that running. That's how my iPad and other stuff are connected during this road trip. So thought I'd share that with you. As I said, Rivian does an amazing job with software, and now that we have the best charging experience, I think I'm ready to go ahead and continue this trip. So let me go ahead and hit that, and you'll see it'll do the rest of the navigation. Now, one of the things that I do want to do, as I said earlier, you can see where we've got more Rivian Adventure Network sites. Is this Hagerstown? Yeah, so that's Hagerstown. That one's not new. I've got two that I'm going to pass. So I've been to this guy in Belcamp, Maryland a couple of times. I've not yet been to this one here in Delaware. So I'm going to go ahead and add that as a stop. Obviously, I don't need it to get to my destination, but I'm going to go ahead and add it, and you'll see it's already preparing the battery for fast charging. But I do want to give you guys a sense of what that experience is like. Man, I'm really glad that I made the decision to go to that Tesla charging site. It intrigued me just because of the number of charging stalls at 40. But to get there and find out that it is a version 4 Tesla Supercharger, that was some cherry on the icing of the cake. So it was a great experience to actually go to and actually use a V4 supercharger stall. I was able to see charging speeds close to what I would typically see at the Rivian Adventure Network or Electrify America for this vehicle, going all the way up to 210 kilowatts. So a great option there. The other thing that I learned is that the premium that Tesla charges non-Tesla EVs, at least at that location, wasn't as high as I've seen in other places, right? At that location, it was only a 24% premium versus, I've seen 55, 57% premium was the highest that I had seen at one of those locations. So very much happy with that. And again, just underscores the point of this video, which is Rivian is now in the Catbird seat in terms of DC fast charging. All right, here we go. A fairly well thought out location here for the Rivian Adventure Network site. We've got 6 dispensers on either side. So you can park on this side or on the other side.
Turn right. Then your destination will be on the right.
So this will be a super quick charging stop. Just to give you a sense of what this experience is like. It is very much plug and charge. So all I'm going to do is get out, open my port, grab the dispenser. Before I do, you can see 36 cents per kilowatt, 300 watts. Grab the dispenser, plug in. 1, 2, 3, 4, takes about 12 seconds and it's charging. Now, we did precondition coming over here, so let's have a look. I'm at 64% state of charge currently. And we'll get a look at what type of charging curve we're experiencing. Okay, it's ramping up. If you don't speak kilowatts, A, you should learn it, and B, this allows you to quickly switch it to miles per hour. So Rivian allows you to do both, and it also gives us state of charge for the vehicle, both in terms of miles and percentage, which I do like. I'm going to let this get maybe one more percentage and we'll keep it moving, because again, I do not need this charging stop. Just wanted to give you a feel for the plug and charge experience here. That's about it for this stop. I am not alone. There is one other R1T over here, but there's our charging rate right now, and that's plenty. I'm just gonna unplug here and we're gonna keep this thing moving. All right, I'm gonna leave that open and you'll see once I get in and put the car in drive. There's one thing missing here is a trash can at this site. But once I put the car in reverse, the charge port has indeed closed. Thanks for joining me on this video. Please do comment below on whether or not you agree or disagree with me, and your reasons why, if you do disagree, that Rivian has the best options currently for DC fast charging, with access to our own proprietary Rivian Adventure Network site, as well as Tesla Superchargers, both version 3 and version 4, as well as Magic Docks. We have access to all of the CCS charging as well, which I know most newer Teslas have access to. But having access to the Rivian Adventure Network, I think, is what pushes us over the edge, even though that is temporary until Rivian opens up that network. If you found this helpful, please share it. Please like the video, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. The next video I'm likely to publish will be the second half of this trip from Maryland back to Cape Cod, where I'm going to focus on Rivian navigation, which has been getting some shade. So I will show you guys exactly what that experience is like from a driver's perspective. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.